How y'all doing? You're listening to your best mix of music, 98.4 Capital FM.
You are such a natural. Oh my days. Why did you come back to Kenya?
I think there's like literally more women in STEM in Africa than men.
Exactly.
You know? That there were so many times that I doubted myself, that I didn't enjoy a moment because I was sitting there worrying about this, that, you don't even get to enjoy.
So you came by yourself, left your parents behind.
Yeah.
And wow, you are a risk taker. So have you dated Kenyan men?
I'm screaming. I did not see this going in that direction. I should have. There can be compromise or something like that to a certain degree, but make sure you're always putting yourself first, especially when you're young.
But I feel like at 23, like, what do you know about dating and marrying?
That's true.
Like, I want kids when I'm 25.
The older you get, it's like the less you give a damn. It felt so important. You know, at like 27, 26, 25, you don't care no more. You have to be on your toes. I would say, thankfully, you know, I'm G'd up from the feet up.
Joy, when is the baby coming? When is the husband coming?
Oh my days. Let my girl live. Let my girl.
Welcome back to Be That Woman, another episode. And I want to thank you guys, first of all, for all the love that you have given us. We have a new milestone. We just hit 13,000 subscribers.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
So this is a space where we have conversations about women, money, and business. And today's guest is an embodiment of just that. So before we get started, I'd just like to take a minute to ask all of you who are watching and you've not subscribed, come on. I mean, this is the only way we can get this community growing if you subscribe. So take a minute, please do so. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And remember to watch all our episodes. There's so much that you can learn out of it. So let's get into it. I'm so excited to meet our guest today. Well, I've met her, so you guys have not met her. But do you know those women who walk into the room with energy that shifts the room? Loud confidence, happiness, good vibes. Should I say curated vibes?
I see what you did there.
You know? So she's been living in the limelight in media and entertainment. But today I want us to explore what life looks like behind the fame, the hustle, behind the highlights, just as a woman who is about her money and business. So, join me in welcoming our guest today, a TV and radio presenter, an MC, an actress, an events curator, famously known as the Vibe Curator. Welcome to Be That Woman, Wanjira Longawa.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you so much, Joy.
I hope I didn't butcher that name.
No, you said it beautifully. Wanjira Longawa. I know. And you've done a very good job. You've done a very good job, baby.
Oh, we're still clocking it?
Yeah, we're still clocking it.
I'm so excited to have you.
Yes, I'm very happy to be here.
Why did you come to the podcast? You know, I was trying to reach out to Wanjira, but I was just like, you know, those long reaches and you're like, she'll come, she'll not come. But she was like, yes, excitement. And
definitely. I love your energy. I love what the podcast stands for. Yeah. I love that you're highlighting women, women who are doing things to inspire other women who are already doing things or perhaps who are thinking about what they could do next. So I think that's a very beautiful message. But you have a very beautiful spirit, you know, inside out. So I like people who give life.
Energy.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, yeah, I subscribe.
I love it.
So you should too.
Yeah, you should too. Oh, I like what you did there. Well, I know you know Kenyan Queen, and Kenyan Queen is a really good friend.
Oh, awesome.
Shout out to you, Angie.
Hey, yes.
And I really wanted to bring you on, so I was like, you know what? A time will come. The time has come.
Awesome.
So welcome to Be That Woman podcast.
Thank you, sweets. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. And before we get started, I would like to shout out our sponsors, Tusker Cider, for yet another season that they're standing with bold women and bold conversations. So grab your Tusker Cider, crisp, chilled, and sit back, relax, buckle up, because Wanjira is a ball of energy. So we're about to experience all that. So thank you so much, Tusker Cider, for enabling these conversations.
I was actually just having some red apples before I came to your show.
Oh, so. I love it. Okay,
I was on brand. I was so on brand.
Yeah, I love it. So guys, before we get started, I just want to know, so many people call you Wanluv.
Yeah.
Who is Wanluv and where did the name come from?
Oh, that's such a good question. So a lot of people don't know this, and it's a really fun answer. Where my nickname slash stage name originated from.
Yeah.
So I met this girl in my first year of uni, my first semester. We were both in the same writing class. She is like family to me. We're still close to this day. We were such little youngins, running around on campus out in New York. But shout out Syracuse University. But yeah, so now I met her, and her older brother was at the uni, and we would hang out with her older brother and his older friends. And so when they met me, they kept being like, wait, what's your name again? What's your name again? I kept saying Wanjira. And they would try and remember. But in partying or whatever, or just chilling, they would sometimes lose it. All of a sudden, Nas's Wanluv, the song came on. And her brother Julio, my girl Juve, her brother Julio was like, that's it. That's your nickname, Wanluv. We're going to call you Wanluv. And so then when IG became a thing and I wanted to make an IG, I was like, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to make it WAN for the first part of my first name and then LUV. And so it became a stage name.
Love.
Yeah, exactly. So Wanluv.
Oh, I love that. And do people call you Wanluv or do people call you Wanjira?
It depends on how close we are.
Okay,
so if we're close, you're gonna call me one of my other nicknames, or Wanjira. But if somebody just sees me on the street or in the club or wherever, then they're gonna be like, Wanluv, hey, shout out. Yeah.
So we're gonna do both of them. Wanluv,
That's
Wanjira,
perfectly
depending
fine.
on the mood.
Yes.
I also want to know, Wanjira is it Kikuyu?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So can you speak Kikuyu?
Ohoro. Nyatya.
Let
Let me not use all my vocab. Nyatya. Let me not. I'm screaming. Let me not use all my words, all my vocab in one sitting.
I know.
There are other podcasts.
Do you speak Kikuyu?
No,
actually?
I wish I was.
Okay,
I
good.
really wish I was fluent. In fact, I was talking about it with somebody recently. I need to get on that, but one of these fine days.
One day at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Do you?
Well, actually, you'd be surprised I'm Luya.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and no one ever believes it.
I'm screaming.
Because when I'm meeting people outside, they talk Kikuyu to
Yeah,
me.
you look like a girl from Central.
So I'm just usually like, yeah, horo aku.
Say what's
I
that
have
by
my
fluency.
vocabularies, you know.
How do I say hi or like a greeting in Luya? Luya.
We say a lot. So we have mrembe mno. That's what
Mrembe.
you say. Mrembe mno.
Mrembe
Then we
mno.
also, then like a chill one, you say like warako. Like what is up?
Warako.
Warako. Yeah.
Okay.
Warako.
Warako.
Are you gonna remember that tomorrow?
Yeah, warako. Warako. I'm gonna make sure I message you. Voice note.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So I just want to know, like, were you always a confident child, like growing up? I know you talked something about New York, which I know we're gonna get to. But were you always this confident and always just a expressive child?
I was a really expressive child. I was though painfully shy, which the way no one believes that you're not Kikuyu is the way no one believes that I literally could just wallflower. But I always stood out because of my birthmark. So I was noticed, and then also there were a lot of people who could look like me where I came from because I come from New York. There are a lot of Hispanic people and things like that. So there were people who looked like me, but like still like in the places that I would typically be hanging out, especially with my parents, I guess sometimes I would also stand out in that way. And sometimes when you're very shy, you don't actually really want attention. You want to kind of just like be left alone or, just observe. I was always an observant person, whether in childhood or, into adulthood. And so, I was really, really, really shy. But what I did do with all my observations is I would observe the hell out of people. And then I would do impersonations of them when they left. So I would see you and I would watch like maybe your poise, your elegant, the way you're always holding your cue card and then as soon as you walk out of the room because maybe you're friends with my parents or something, then I would just start imitating you and my parents would be like, this chick is hilarious. Like barely can get a word out of her sometimes. But then always when I was comfortable with you, a chatterbox.
Oh.
As you can see.
That's so interesting. Like, who would have ever thought?
Yeah, no.
Shy, not in the cards for me.
It was theater and being on stage. My mom putting me in like dance and voice training and theater classes that these programs made me open up. Yeah, and become even more confident and just being like that all the time, as opposed to only the people I felt safe with, you know? Yeah.
So back there, you grew up with your mom and your dad. So is your mom Kenyan or is your dad Kenyan?
So my mom is Kenyan and my biological father is Slovak. My stepdad is Italian American. Yeah, so.
What did you say?
Slovak.
Slovak. Oh, that is from, is it Slovakia or Slovakia?
Yeah, Slovakia. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Slovakia. Where is it in the world?
It is, if you look at a map of Europe, it's right in the center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right in the center of Europe,
Okay.
the continent, yeah.
So most of your childhood, where did you spend it?
So I spent it in New York where I was born and raised, yeah, which is where my parents met.
Oh, your parents met in New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
My parents, I mean, they left their respective countries at a very young age. And at the time that they met actually at their alma mater, a very famous school called Columbia University, actually. So that's how they met. That's where they met after their graduate programs.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Happy endings do exist.
Yes, they do. They do.
You're a true reflection of a happy ending. In Kenya right now, you stay with your mom?
No, my parents live in New York. I came here by myself.
What? Okay,
Yeah.
I want to get to that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
before
yeah.
we get to that, so what did you do in school?
Like productions and stuff.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Like all that jazz. I was considered myself an ambivert, and then this new term came out recently called omnivert.
What does it mean?
An omnivert is almost a more intense ambivert. So when they're social and they're on, both tend to be very adept in social situations, but like when these folks are on, they're on. But when they're off or they need to be, they want to be a recluse a little bit, then they can also do that. They can be introverted. So I've kind of always, been like that. But that having been said, there's a part of me that is hyper social. So I absolutely love human beings. I love connecting with people. I love connecting with people from all over the world and, from people from different walks of life. I don't want everyone to be the same and things like this, because then it makes the world colorful, it makes the world spicy, and I love good food.
A mixture.
Yeah,
A blend
exactly.
of everything.
Yeah, I like to taste a little bit of everything.
That's a very, very good way of looking at it. I mean, because my next question was just going to be living in New York. And you said, I don't know if people consider you black.
In America, yes. In America, they have something called the one drop rule. So if you have one drop of blackity blah blah blah, you blah.
Really?
Yeah, but now that it's interesting. They're getting more than ever. They're getting to be, I'm sure you've seen the diaspora wars, that are just so corny to me. And then I'm like, just unite, my people, just unite.
Like, can everybody just be happy?
Right, unite, fight the power. There are now conversations, I suppose, about, what constitutes as a black person or whatever, this kind of nonsense. But for the most part, people would consider me black in the United States, yes.
And how was life like? I just want to ask, like, was there racism that you kind of experienced when you were growing up?
Yeah, definitely. I grew up in predominantly white spaces, so there was definitely racism. I wouldn't say that the racism, however, in the places that I was growing up were necessarily direct. Racism can come in many different forms.
Right.
So it can be subtle. Sometimes people don't even know they're racist, and they're racist. So there's that too.
Yeah. There's so many people want to ask, and I know you've talked about this story so many times, but tell us about your birthmark. Just tell us.
What do you want to know? I was born with it.
You were born with it.
Yeah, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. That's your next sponsor. I don't. I was really lucky. I did not get made fun of or teased as a kid for it.
People thought it was beautiful. Yeah?
They thought it was just really interesting or cool. Kids would come up to you. Kids are honest as all heck. So kids would come up to me and they'd be like, "What's that?" And then I would just say, "It's a birthmark." Yeah. And then I would demonstrate how like I was born with it. It can't be, it can't come on like. Okay, see?
Oh, you have
There's
to
nothing.
do that.
Yeah, I would just go, you see? And you know how kids are. And then they'd be like, okay, you want to go play? And then you're playing tag and life is good again. It's like you're not doing the explaining. Yeah, so that's the long and short of it. So I actually really forget genuinely that I have a
You
birthmark on
forget
my
that you have
Yes,
it.
until somebody will be like, is that makeup or da 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 or da da or a cool birthmark? It'll be, oh yeah. So it's okay. Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
So you did production, you did film, you did TV and radio.
Yeah, actually, I did all of that. Funny enough.
Wow.
So started with theater since I was a kid, as well as dance and voice lessons since childhood, and then graduated to studying film. My degree is in film from undergrad, and then post graduate studies, I did a certification in radio and television, so I studied that as well extensively. Yeah, so I've had the opportunity to learn both how to handle yourself in front of and behind a camera.
Oh, good. So you're in your natural setting right now.
Absolutely, positively.
I want to put you in the spotlight. I'd like you to role play a bit of just how you get on set, especially on radio or maybe TV. Like,
I am the worst because, oh my gosh, and anybody who knows me really well, especially professionally, will tell you, there's really, like, I wish I could tell you that I'm like,
yeah.
I just
look
get
at the
on and I do
mirror, you're
it.
like,
Like, I'm just ready.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there's a meditative state to a certain degree I'll go into during like makeup time or something like that. But it will just, you won't see anything. Like, it will just be me.
Just everything is flowing.
And I'm thinking, like, I'm
Right.
categorizing how certain things are going to be laid out. But it's, maybe I'm writing something down if I need to, because you know how nowadays you use your phone for every, like, even
Yeah.
guys will be like, go up on the stage with your phone so you can say this, that, or the other.
Exactly.
Like, or we've sent you so you can use your phone or something. But like, other than that, like, everything's just coming off top.
Yeah.
And I really ingest things and make sure that I've like digested them before I'm getting on the stage and I'm attacking, if you will. So yeah, that's
that.
the long and short of it. I wish I could
Born natural.
and maybe it's also years of practice of,
Oh, yeah, that-
just like even doing theater, theater classes, or, where you learn how to do warm-ups. Something like that, perhaps, you can do before you get on a set, maybe before I'm acting or something like that. But for emceeing or something, it's
It just
and
comes to
radio
you.
and
Yeah.
television. We're just
How would you introduce like yourself on radio? Like give us a short script, like something exciting to, my name is Wanjira Lungawer.
okay. So when I used to do the hype, I would say something like, how y'all doing? You're listening to your best mix of music, 98.4 Capital FM. And of course, is the hype with your girl, Wanluv, aka Wanjira Long Hour. And we're going to make sure that we keep it hot until 10 in the PM. Get ready, because I've also got a lot of spicy stories for you. You already know what it is. Keep it locked.
That is so good. That is so good.
Thank you.
What? You are such a natural. Oh my days.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Are you looking for, okay, so you're in Capital FM
Yes, I was up until September, beginning of September.
last year.
Yes. So it's been, I can't even believe it. I think it's been 5 months. September, October, November,
Yeah.
December, January. Yeah, it's been like 5 months.
I really want to get to that story because it's so important for young girls, especially who are trying to join entertainment,
Yeah.
journalism, and everything. People talk about how it gets difficult at some point to just be in the right rooms at the right time and get these opportunities. So I'm going to get to that. So young Wanjira, very curious, wants to come back to Kenya. Why did you come back to Kenya?
So I am a New Yorker who will rep her hometown until the day she dies. However, I also did grow up traveling from a very young age, probably from about 2 or so, to my parents' respective countries. That being said, obviously Kenya and Slovakia, as we stated. So I always felt as though I needed to leave America for some time. And when I was in my late teens, I was already kind of getting disillusioned by the US and wanted to really pick up and go even do a study abroad or something like that. But, life as it would have it kind of led me to wait and finish my studies and do all those things that I was doing there before taking off. And initially, I actually thought that I would go to Europe. Because that's where I had a lot of familiarity with. I more so went to Europe than I went to Kenya when I was growing up. I've mentioned this severally in other places and spaces. But when I was growing up, the only living grandparent I had by the time I was born was my paternal grandmother, my father's mother. And so I would go every year to Slovakia and spend time with her there. And only twice did I come to Kenya before adulthood, in childhood, that is. In adulthood, I came in my young adulthood before some years after she passed, and I really fell in love with Kenya's progress. I thought Kenya had progressed immensely since I had seen it as a child. And then after doing what I needed to do, I decided that this was going to be the place that I'm going to go to. This is going to be where I embark on my professional and personal journey. I was also really curious about getting to learn about my own history and heritage because I didn't actually have, although my mom was amazing at exposing me to her Africanness, to her Kenyanness, I wasn't surrounded by a lot of people like that, as I've already previously mentioned.
Right.
So it was very exciting, and I became very eager to also learn and discover more about that part of myself and connect with it in a way that wasn't just you're coming for the summer.
Exactly.
And then it's haphazard. It's every however many years or something like that. I was like, nah, let me go and spend time there. I'm so young that if, my career doesn't work out there, I can give it 2 years. And then if I'm really just a broke artist, then I'll come back to the United States. When people are hiring you, they're always intrigued by a young person who took a risk, a young person who took a chance, a person in general. But of course, when you're young, it's kind of whoa, okay, cool, what ambition. And as it turned out, the rest is history. So they say, because I didn't need to end up leaving, it did work out, and I did grow a life here.
At what age were you when you were coming to Kenya and decided to stay here permanently?
I was 24.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you came by yourself, left your parents behind.
Yeah.
And wow, you are a risk taker. Well, sometimes you need to take that risk.
I'm a calculated risk taker.
Okay, there's a difference.
Yeah, there really is. Because if you're just a risk taker, it could get goofy. But if you're a calculated risk taker, it doesn't mean everything's guaranteed to work out, but the chances certainly could be significantly higher.
So 24-year-old Wanjira, you're in Kenya. Did you have relatives here?
Yes, I do. I have relatives here, yeah. And there were some lovely relatives who helped me assimilate because I wanted somewhere to stay and kind of figure things out and stuff like that, yeah.
So you came and hit the ground running. You want to join media?
Yeah. I was just looking. I was really earnest in my search for work.
So question, New York, living in New York or living in Nairobi, which one is better for you?
I mean, I'm still here.
You've
so
done both.
It's Nairobi.
So it's going Nairobi.
It's yeah.
Nairobi. Okay, good.
Nairobi.
Yeah. So what kept you here? What was it about Nairobi? Was it the money? Or was it
I think if I wanted to be here and I came here on my own accord and then things are popping and my career is taking off, then why
are you going back?
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that led me to stay on and stay on and stay on and stay on. Just because you're enjoying yourself. Yeah.
I want to ask a very interesting question.
Okay.
So have you dated Kenyan men?
I'm screaming. I did not see this going in that direction. I should have.
Because I was friends. Okay, boyfriends.
Screaming. Yeah, I have.
You have? So what's your experience? Kenyan men versus American men?
A man is a man.
Very political answer.
That's
very political answer.
That's my experience.
Very good answer. Very good answer.
Thank you.
So how was your experience dating Kenyan men?
She said, and let's get right into it.
Let's dive in.
So, I mean, it's dating another human being.
Yeah.
I really can't say any like that it was like
Interesting
wild.
things,
Yeah, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I talked to my friends in the States, and some of the people they dated were wild. Some people you date are tame. Some of the people you date are wild. Also, growing up, there's just a lot of like learning that happens and things of that nature.
So when was the last time you're in a relationship? Or are you in a relationship?
I'm not in a
right now?
relationship. I'm not in a
Okay.
relationship. Yeah.
Oh.
Be that woman. Is it only watched by ladies or?
You'd be surprised. We have like 40% of men here.
Really?
So
Oh, dang. Okay.
I
Yeah.
totally wanted to ask this question, like, why are the men here? I'd really love to know. Is it the guest? Is it the conversation? Like,
Let's ask them. Let's find out.
please tell us in the comment section.
Yes,
we need to know.
we need to explore that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I am single right now. I've been single for a few years now. Yeah, and exploring, you know, because I was that relationship I was in for a while. So now, yeah, I've been exploring for a while. For a little while now. What it's like to be single. Are you single?
I am single, I think, for like, as of this year, like 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
What's happening
is the
here?
problem?
Oh my God.
Are you the problem?
Oh, I'm not. I'm dead. I mean, I think there's just a really interesting thing that's happening right now in the dating scene worldwide, where it's really complicated. I feel like, first of all, like roles are changing. That's a really obvious one. Women are outperforming men, and traditionally there's just been this thing of like guys are going to be the provider and you're just going to kind of chill there unless like you're the once in a while chick who really goes out there and has like some crazy career. But that's not the case anymore. A lot of us are hardcore career women, as well, and a lot of other dynamics have changed. So it's making for confusion somehow. You know, yeah. So y'all need to catch up.
Yeah, I need to catch up. And it's a lot because I wouldn't say, maybe I just say like the ambition levels for women have changed.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, which has led to, you know, more intense careers, like
women know what
really
they
high
want.
education levels, you know, literally the research shows it. Yeah, there's been a lot of outperformance of guys. I think there's like literally more women in STEM in Africa than men.
Exactly.
You know, so that term for women in STEM.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
Interesting dynamics.
yeah, it's just interesting dynamics, which is lending to a change also in dating. Yeah, in dating dynamics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what is your type of man?
What is my type of man?
Yeah. In case the men are watching and trying to ask, I've asked the question for you guys.
I'm screaming.
Yeah.
I love somebody who is a wonderful conversationalist. Somebody who's learned. You gotta be some sort of fun, bruh. You gotta be fun.
Your personality
funny.
better be up there.
I mean, I really love somebody who can make me laugh. That's always really good. And it's good when people don't take themselves too seriously. When you take yourself too seriously, it's it's just not nice. Yeah. You, like you're ruining the mood.
You're too serious.
Yeah, it's not nice. And I'm like very unserious. Deeply. What else? So a little bit of silliness, you know, rolling with the punches. Resilience is really important. And life throws you a lot of curveballs. There's a lot of stuff that happens in life. So you got to be able to dust yourself off and try again, for real.
Yeah. I really like that.
Yeah.
Someone who knows where
and and like you're sure of yourself, because I think also, you know, a man especially has to be sure of himself, or it kind of plays with his head.
Yeah.
I think. But physically there are a lot, like that doesn't have.
I was still doing tall, dark, and handsome.
I mean, I love that too, but I'm not married to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I actually like a lot of different kinds of looks. It really, really perplexes people at times, because they're like, and then they get used to me and they're like, all right, fine.
Now we get it.
Yeah, like it's the personality, because like everybody just
it's different.
can look totally different. Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe one advice for young girls when they're getting into relationships, what would be that for you? What would you tell maybe your younger self who was dating?
Always, I mean, yes, there can be compromise or something like that to a certain degree, but make sure you're always putting yourself first, especially when you're young, and not getting caught up with too much nonsense.
I like that.
For real, because there's a lot of nonsense that you could get caught up with. I know part of it is part of the process, maybe to a certain degree. But yeah, it's, you know, make sure you're always a little free. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Especially in your 20s. I feel like in your 20s, there's a lot to discover about yourself.
Yeah.
That
Totally.
we find that we put ourselves, well, I'm talking about myself, put ourselves in long-term relationships that you don't even know where they're going, what you want out of it.
It's feeling very, very eerily specific, Joy. You want to talk about it?
But I feel like at 23, like, what do you know about dating and marrying? Because
That's
they're
true.
like, I want kids when I'm 25. I want to do
Yeah,
what?
nah.
I mean, all these things are just in your mind.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Unless, I don't know, the stars align for you differently. But I feel like 20s are your ages of just getting to know yourself, discovering yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody got different tastes or different paths,
Yeah.
but I do think that that's a young age for usually like marriage. I won't say like if you want to have a long-term relationship at any age, if it's loved, and you're moved by it, I mean, do it by all
Yeah.
means. But yeah, just don't. I just think I think a lot of times women are taught to make the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's women, like that ultimate sacrifice conversation.
Yeah, like your biological clock is ticking,
Like all
ticking.
kinds of things. Or like you must sacrifice X, Y, and Z. Like how many women in the world, since time immemorial have sacrificed like their dreams
So
or
many
their
times.
work or something like that for their family, for their partner.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think we're in the dawn of a new era, especially now, and I think it already started happening, but where you don't have to do things like that.
Yeah.
And there are other options. And then there are also very like, present and level-headed men that are still out there who will be able, you'll meet your person. Don't limit yourself also.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. I think that's very important.
An
advice.
important conversation. Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
very
Yeah, especially
important.
based off of what you just said. Yeah.
And for me, I'm in my 30s. So actually just turned 30. So
Oh,
I don't know.
congratulations.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You're like, Joy, when is the baby coming? When is the husband
Oh
coming?
my days. Let my girl
Release
live.
me.
Let my
Release
girl,
me.
let my girl live. Yeah, you just arrived at the
just
big 3-0.
arrived.
It's time.
I
It's
just
time to have some
arrived, guys. I
fun,
just
honey.
arrived.
Yeah, mom, if you're watching, mad respect. I love you, but
She just arrived.
yeah, exactly. Let her, settle in.
So what would be like your advice? I don't know. Are you in
Yeah,
your...
I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, like what would be your advice for like did you learn in your 30s that in your 20s that you feel like in your 30s you're more clear about so many other things?
I think really it's said to death, but it's so true that with each year, hopefully, or it's been the case certainly for me, I keep getting more comfortable in my own skin. And I really wish that on all the girlies. Because it is such a delicious feeling. It is such a nice feeling to feel like, you got you and and I've always been a person who is confident to a large degree, but we all have insecurities as human beings.
Yeah.
And it really is nice and it really is refreshing that the older you get, it's like the less you give a damn. And of course it's like, I don't mean that. I mean, I'm not saying there are, with your relationships, be they familial relationships, professional relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, you want to foster them. Relationship with self, all extremely important relationships, and you want to foster those relationships and you want to water them so that they grow and they flourish. However, you also like the things that seemed so important. Maybe you can even say you've experienced this, Joy. Yeah. Like things that maybe felt so important, at like 27, 26, 25, you don't care no more. Even
Facts.
28, like it's weird.
Facts.
Like that's the thing that I find very interesting about a certain period of your life is that like even 2 years could make a difference. Like 19 to 21 is not the same.
Very
you feel
different.
me? 21 to 23, 23 to 25, quarter of a
Exactly.
century to 27 to 29, 30. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what's like so the sweet spot about like this kind of period, this kind of timing. But in general, like the whole point of life, right, is that you want to just be ripening and getting more delicious.
Like fine wine.
Precisely. You called it. Yeah, exactly. Fermenting properly. So
I
yeah.
love that.
So
We
yeah.
had to clock that because, girl, you got it. Because in your 30s, I feel like the life just begins when you're in your 30s and you know yourself.
Not for real, yeah.
You know what you want. You know where you want to be. You know I don't have time to spend with those friends, honestly. And I'm not
Right.
going to stress myself out.
I think it's so funny when I reflect on certain things in my 20s, at any period of my 20s, and the stuff that just seemed
So
so
important.
do or die. I know. And like, oh my God, what's so and so gonna think? And like all this like hyper analysis. And I'm like, wow, like I might be cool with that person, but they're not even in my life like that anymore. Like, it's really neither here nor there, you know? And this coming from somebody who has best friends since they were like 9, 13. Like, it's not that I don't, hold on to certain people and they don't hold on to me, but like a lot of people will, and a lot of things will fall to the wayside. Just remember also, like, I saw this beautiful quote by Ryan Coogler, the director of Sinners.
Yeah.
The writer and director of Sinners and producer. And he, to paraphrase his quote, he talked about, being with Chad Boseman, aka the Black Panther, the late and great. And he said, he passed. And it made me realize that there were so many times that I doubted myself, that I didn't enjoy a moment because I was sitting there worrying about this, that, the anxiety. You don't even get to enjoy the moment of your success. You're not even celebrating yourself. Maybe the whole world is celebrating you and you're not celebrating yourself because you're busy with anxiety, worrying about some other BS. And when Chad Boseman died, he was like, wow, how many times have I done that? And he died so young. I think Chadwick Boseman was like, wasn't he like 40 or something? Like something ridiculously young, or like just over 40, but like something like that was not old. Like not old people passing. And I remember even people talking about his weight because he didn't come out, with his cancer diagnosis for a really long time. So everyone was so critical. Like, why is he emaciated? What is a scary place? And so, with all this being said, and with that Ryan Coogler moment, he wondered, like, now it makes you feel your mortality. We're in the middle of an infinite universe that we don't really understand that well, on a floating rock. We don't have forever. Everyone has an expiration date. Take advantage of the time that you have.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy this moment. Sit with it. Be intentional about that. It is not easy. It is a lot easier said than done, especially if you live in a hectic, busy, constantly on the go city like we do, Nairobi, us too. But yeah, it's very important to remember that it's something to take into account.
I love that.
Yeah.
I want us to sit with that for a minute. Honestly, that is so deep, so powerful, and it's so important. I hope that talks to someone deeply because it really talked to me. If you're still watching, I hope you're getting a lot. I'm learning a lot. Wanjira, you're amazing, first of all.
I love you too, boo.
So if you're still watching, remember to get your Tusker cider from KE The Bar. And also just tell a friend, because such conversations need to sit with you longer than you think that they do.
Definitely.
All right. So I want to get to Wanjira, the one with the money and the business and the one who's running around also.
Definitely running around.
So Wanjira, what's like your highest paying gig?
What has been my highest paying
Is
gig?
it in acting? Is it in radio?
It's
Is it
definitely
in hosting?
in hosting emceeing.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. How much?
Do I have to go into figures?
7 figures. 7. Okay.
So first of all, it's usually international gigs. I have to also say that. I want my Kenyans to step their game up.
That's what I'm trying to get to, because we do a lot of emceeing here locally, but we don't even know how to price it. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, international monies will always be better than local monies.
Because it's in the dollars and the pounds,
Yeah.
the euros.
Exactly. Literally. Yeah. But you have to get your check locally, and like you can still get your check locally as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes actually there's a creative friend that and I who have this conversation a lot. And he and I discuss like the art of getting like a big bag and sitting with that. He would rather get the international bag. And then sit with that bag and make that bag work and like do international bags, then like chase your local bags that are gonna
Many of them. And
that might not be as much. Well, not might that are not going to be as much as the international bag.
So how do you package yourself as a young girl who's trying to be an MC or a public speaker or just a moderator? How did you package yourself?
Honestly, it's actually weird. I don't even remember or know. People would come to me. I mean, it was also, where the industry is now and where it was then
Has changed.
immensely. So it's hard for me to entirely say what one does now, because also it's like a really saturated market. I feel like you have way more people. Social media has also has made it so that like most people want to do these kind of things. Yeah. Like the running joke about everybody, and I say this with so much respect, right? They can't be on your level. Yes, exactly.
I saw this meme about I hope no one is buying a podcast equipment.
And how people will joke like we need to start putting taxes, like $1 million taxes on podcast equipment, because some people are talking crazy out there. And if it's you, then you know who you are. Yeah. But so I mean, everybody wants to be a content creator.
True.
Everybody wants to be an actor. Everybody, and now you can get famous. People are also seeing that. The Kardashians showed people that. There doesn't have to be a specific talent. If you're willing to get surgery and look a certain way or expose your life 24/7 reality TV, which is what they, that's all that's very impressionable on kids. So everybody wants to do this now. Whereas like, I don't know, it was a different trajectory for me because how we were discussing before, I always knew I wanted to be a comedic actress. I always knew I wanted to be a pop star. I always knew that I wanted to have a mic in hand. Like those were always things that were fun for me. I wanted to make movies for the rest of my life.
Right.
And then I happened to study radio and television, and other avenues came up as well that I could do professionally. Learned up, obviously I knew what an MC or a host was, but I never I looked in the mirror and was like, I'm going to do that when I get older. And because I was in radio, that happened, that came to me. Okay. So, my life was a lot of, I want this, and then other things, like other avenues like came to me, and then I could branch off and like work with that and like still come back to the main path and things of that. Yeah, nature.
Everything was just marrying
each
other.
That's a wonderful way to put it. Everything was just marrying. So I am in a polyamorous relationship. Welcome to 2026. Oh my God, she's lying. But yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it is really important to go back to your point of like kind of like how do you do it now? I think, content is king, as they keep saying, and it just is.
It really is.
I'm sure you're going to post clips and snippets from here. You know what I mean? Like that, and you have your following. Like that's all really important. And it's consistency. That's key.
Oh, yeah.
Content is king and consistency is key. Those are those two phrases marry, So I think if you really, because that's, Ella May, get it together, Wanjira. Ella May was discovered off of YouTube. Justin Bieber was discovered off of YouTube.
Oh, wow.
These people were discovered off of YouTube because they consistently put their stuff up. And guess what? People mess with it. And what could be really cool about the internet, although I know and always I'm very loud about the fact that it's a double-edged sword, is that the internet means that the audience is the judge. If people really like your stuff, you're going to go from 13,000, which is already a very impressive number of subscribers, to 100,000 and so on and so forth. Let's speak it into existence, baby.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? Like, that's how things work. So I really think that if you're trying to be in an entertainment space of any sort, you really have to be doing the skits or putting your music out or blah, blah, blah. And it can't be at once every 3 months,
And
once
then
every
you
6
disappear,
months. And then you know, no,
We shall forget you.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, now it's the double-edged sword thing that I speak of, because now sometimes people are putting pressure on themselves.
Exactly.
And so just have fun with it as much as you can. Don't turn it into a job, because, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be, especially yet, if it's not yet. But, you know, putting your stuff out there, I mean, it's how a lot of people get their stuff. Yeah. The Weeknd.
And I like how you said
Chance
follow
the
your
Rapper.
passion. Yeah.
K-Dot.
mean-
Yeah, they were all unsigned when they were putting incredible projects out there, and that led to incredible things. Yeah.
And also, one thing for me was just don't look at the money that you're gonna get.
Hey,
out
that's
there.
so true. By
It
the
is
way,
so important.
that's a beautiful point, and it needs to be highlighted, underlined, bold, italicized. No, for real. Because it doesn't always come with a lot of money. I remember my stepdad telling me, and I always really love him for this quote. He said, if you're a working actor, if you're a working artist, you won. If you're able to live off of your art, you won. Most aren't. Most artists are not able to. Most creatives are not able to live off of their art. So if you can do that, you should always give yourself a pat on the back.
I love that. I want you to talk to parents who keep telling their children, like, content creation, creativity is not a career. I still want you to be that engineer. I want you to be that doctor.
No, that's so, yeah.
Yesterday,
I'm sorry, her face, she goes,
like,
she was trying to say, you know what it is, girl. Say it loud and proud now to the camera. That I find that to be so detrimental.
especially in a time like this right now.
Where you can, like, you know, this is not the 19th century. We're not in 1852. You can absolutely make a living off of art. Art is extraordinarily important. The parents who are saying that you must be an engineer, you must be a lawyer, you must be a doctor are the same ones who take their shows with those actors, very seriously, who are obsessed with their, Whitney Houston or Michael Jackson.
Right.
We can also talk about local artists as well, you know, and now you don't have to be an artist who dies penniless. It just really doesn't have to be the case. And being a teacher, it does not guarantee that you're gonna, especially here, sadly, you know, really doesn't guarantee that you're gonna be eating good.
Yeah.
So it's important to make sure that you pursue what you love. They always say, you know, if you're doing what you love, then it will never feel like work a day in your life.
Exactly. I think it's a Warren Buffett something.
Yeah, perhaps quote. I actually don't know where that came from. But it's really true. You know, I really love what I do. Like, that's something that makes me really excited. I love
And
the
you're
different things that I
excited to
do.
get up and go do it, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, even if it's like, you know, the good Lord wanted to give me $250 million right now.
Amen. From your mouth to God's ears.
Then, you know, I would still do this. Like, I would still do this. Yeah. I would just assemble a team of which Joy would be on.
Oh, I love it.
You know, and we would...
Okay, but $50 million better get here. Who's sending us some to $50 million?
So that we could turn it into 500. You know, but like, no, you know, I would always do this. Like, this is always
been what you want to do. I love that.
I'm really happy and
that's
grateful
what
that
young girls, young boys, you do what you got to do. That's something that makes you excited to get up.
Yeah, and that
for
could be
it.
engineering, and that's cool too.
Yeah, and that's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But you know, and those, you know, those parents, if anything, you're, you know, just lend direction and love and
Support.
caring and support. Yeah, you know, learn with them. Like, if you're not really sure what they do, you know, figure it out.
Yeah.
You know,
Learn with them.
yeah, that's how I would raise my kids.
Yeah. And I want to get to still in entertainment, acting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I saw you on Single Kiasi. I love that show. Goodness gracious. Single Kiasi, by the way, to your production team, whoever came up with that idea.
Hey, shout out
Please receive your
Insignia.
flowers.
Insignia Productions.
Insignia Productions. Hey, receive your flowers because I enjoy it a bit too much than I need to be enjoying.
Yeah.
So you were part of the cast.
Yes.
And you are so bold and where did you get that courage? I want to talk about that. How did you land the role?
She put the card
get
down.
into it.
I was screaming. So as I said, I was involved in acting since I was probably like 2 or 3. Yeah. So like acting has always been something that's there in my life. And I was very happy when I was asked to come on board, do an audition, and that went well. And then they were like, this is the character that we have in store for you.
Sorry, how does an audition look like for such a cast?
So you're brought into their offices. You are given a script. You then have a camera, kind of like how we have a camera right here in front of us. You stand in front of a camera and you say your lines. The other person is off camera, and they say their lines flatly. Which is always, this happens internationally, by the way. I was always like, auditions are the funniest thing to me. Because the other person barely has emotion. They're like, let's say it's like, get the gun. They're like, get the gun. And you're like, you're the one, it's like, you're the one who has to do the thing. I was like, they're gaslighting me. I know I'm supposed to be emotional right now. Yeah, so like, it's kind of trippy, but that's how auditions work. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you auditioned for this role, and they called you.
Yeah. And they were like, "Come true."
Yeah.
And
do you get to choose the role that you want?
I'm
amongst the
deadest.
scripts?
Absolutely not. No, that has never happened anywhere in the acting world. Well, okay, maybe it does when you're like an A-list celebrity star. And like they've called you, super early in the game or something like that. Like I've heard stories like that in Hollywood. I've never heard it here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose it could happen. But typically, also as an actor, this is also important to note, and maybe, something important for somebody who wants to go into that type of career to take note of.
Right.
It's not that you have to typecast yourself, but generally speaking, there are certain roles that you would be more
inclined to
take on because it goes with your image. So I'm trying to think of think of Jim Carrey's roles.
Yeah,
like yes,
very fitting.
He has some funny roles. But for the most part, some serious roles, but for the most part, he's in comedy, like kind of being a goofball and like showing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He does have very poignant and beautiful and movies, like The Truman Show, or Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind, like just as examples. But, then there's The Mask and, Dr. Seuss Cat in a Hat, you got to like think of stuff like that. The Grinch. So yeah, it's things like that. So he's not really gonna go for Ben Affleck's kind of characters or Denzel Washington's. You feel me?
Yeah. I
So it's like that kind of thing. Michael B. Jordan is we don't know him as a comedic actor, so that's not going to be his bag. He's probably not going to start auditioning like crazy for rom-coms. That's not the leading man. That's not the type of role that we see him in as leading man. So those are things to, he could do drama, he could do epic. So those are things that you learn about and you need to consider as an actor, like what makes sense for you.
So for young girls, many of them, I think there's an episode that I did with someone who was in the same entertainment. And they said it's so hard to get into entertainment. Like, for example, for acting for you, do you feel like it's more connections than more your talent? Or
I think, or it could be like a combination sometimes. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm so scared to say the following because I don't want to hurt someone's dreams. It's not. This is not entirely the case, but
it could
part of life is who you know, and 100%. That might be All right, Joy
sad
co-signs.
truth.
It's
Sad
true.
truth.
That's why they say your network is your net worth. Like you want to be the brokest friend in the room, so that everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
So those are things to take into consideration and
Exactly.
think about.
Yeah.
That does not, however, mean that if you with tenacity, you can't get to where you need to be. But you also need to be very pointed with that, with that tenacity. In being tenacious.
Calculated tenacity.
Yeah, to a certain degree. It's good, if you can get yourselves in certain, in certain rooms. It can-
Exactly. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
important for you to put yourself out there to get into those rooms.
1,000,000,000%. That goes back to putting yourself out there.
Exactly. So
If you want to be an actor, it's good to be like putting yourself doing skits or doing funny things, or if it's funny, if it's drama, show yourself doing drama.
Exactly.
Yeah, etc. etc.
And look where Wanluv is going during these moments. Follow her, talk to her.
Yeah.
Probably that is how you get connected. Honestly, if you're sitting at the back of in your bedroom,
Yeah.
waiting to, and you just
No,
there
that's not gonna
sulking,
happen.
you're
Or in the
like,
back of the class, like that's
it's
not
just
where.
connections.
That's not
I
usually
know.
where the magic happens. Yeah, so go
I
out there and get
know.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's who the world rewards. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Clock that. So I loved how you did on Single Kiasi. Love it.
Thank
If you've not
you.
watched Wanluv on Single Kiasi, please. Is it season 3 and season 4?
Yeah, season 4, season 3, and season 4. You're absolutely right. I was in both.
Oh, good. Amazing. Go watch it because I don't want to dive into it because, girl, you did the thing.
You don't want to give away too
had our
much.
hearts racing. So,
Merci beaucoup.
all right. So, almost as we get to the close of the conversation, I just want to get to what challenges did you face in entertainment, or even do you face right now in entertainment that almost broke you?
There are a lot of there are mean people in entertainment. Yeah, you're gonna find meanies. You're gonna find them. It's really more often than not a matter of when than if. If you don't, God bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won the lotto for real. But there are people who are nasty and mean spirited. There are people who want to play with you.
Yeah.
There
Take
are
advantage of you.
one truly. In all kinds of ways, whether it's your talent. As a chick, you have to be very careful.
Exactly.
I've encountered a situation that was not pleasant where somebody was trying to convince me to do something naked. So you have to be very, very, you have to be careful in general. But as, of course, a woman, there can be that added, predatory stance that some people have. So you have to be very, very, you have to be on your toes. I would say, thankfully, I'm G'd up from the feet up. And, you not gonna G me because I'm from New York, baby. But you do have to, you have to really think about things and think about what somebody's asking because they can be having weird asks.
Yeah, especially if the opportunity is so huge, you feel like you have to compromise your dignity.
Always. Thank you. Very, very accurate. Yeah, just always be switched on. But yeah, I think that's the thing, that they're just like meanies and things like that. So that almost put your girl at her wit's end. And then I was just like, that's that thing of remembering, like, nah, I'm gonna celebrate my moments, and like IDGAF.
I like that.
Yes.
And you're a badass. So.
I know that's right. A sophisticated badass, as I like to call myself. Yeah.
Yeah. In this moment, talk to young girls who feel like, should I accept that sexual advancement to get my career? Because probably I'm getting offered
Hell no.
$10 million that I've never seen in my life.
No, I don't think you should ever sell your soul for anything, because I've never seen a situation, whether I know somebody personally, or knew of somebody personally, or you watch them from afar on a screen, like a famous person. Anybody who had that transaction, it never ended well. I've never seen somebody be happy. And money is important. Money grants you choices. That's why money is important. Choices in healthcare, choices in living standards, et cetera, et cetera. Money is important. There's no doubt about that. But money isn't everything. Yeah. And so you can still get to where you need to be and still absolutely hold your integrity.
I love that. Oh, that needs to hit home and hit hard, because you're going to give up your dignity, your everything, all these years that you've been working hard to get to
Yeah,
where you are.
nah.
And then just one moment of unnecessary pleasure
Yeah.
takes that away from you. So,
And it might not even be
especially-
pleasure. It's just unnecessary or whatever it is, you know, it just, a lot of, I think there are a lot of examples and we can go through that list another time, but it's best to always hold on to your values, whatever they are, as long as you're true to self, you know, then
some
you'll be win,
values.
but you gotta be true to self. When you start, over compromising and no bueno.
Very true. As a young girl, especially because, very vulnerable when you're young. So have values and hold them to your highest regard.
To your heart.
Yeah, to your heart. All right. So, Wanjira.
Yes.
Almost getting done. I love the conversation. I love all the gems that you're giving us. I don't even want to let you go. Girl,
I don't want to go.
I know. Okay, so should we go on?
We
2
can
hours,
just stay
guys?
here. Yeah. I know Tesco Cider got it, so.
Well, okay, they'll be so happy.
We can pop,
They'll be like,
we can pop these
we
open
can
and just get into it.
And just chill, She's a ball of energy. Come on. So, what does success look like for you in the next 5 years? Like, where do you want to be as Wanjira or Wanluv?
South of France on a yacht.
Ooh,
Naked.
it gets better.
It gets better. You're hilarious.
On your yacht.
Sorry, let me specify. I said on a yacht, didn't I? On my yacht. You right.
I love it.
Yeah, no. And I think it's, you know what I really love? I just love progression. I want to have more projects under my belt. I want to have accomplished more stuff. Hopefully more shows, more films.
Right.
And because you can also find me in Disconnect too. Speaking of local production. So it would be really great to be a part of projects that mean something to me, especially as I am a multi-hyphenated creative, an artist who loves, doing many different things. So to continue exploring those different things and getting better and better at them and having more opportunities to win. Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever go back to New York like full time?
It would take so much to make me go back to New York.
yeah.
I think the dream, if anything, would be if my career led me to straddle the two cities. Yeah, New York has really wonderful things about it. Although the U.S. is going through a lot right now and isn't in the happiest of states, as we can all see, there's a lot of messed up stuff going on.
Yeah.
In both my beloved countries of Kenya and the U.S. But I guess it's like also when you watch something from afar, which is so funny to say, but like I'm almost, it's like I'm a visitor now. I live here and I'm based here and this is where I do all my stuff. So you look at it over there and you're like, it's so uncivilized. You know what I mean? And then when we're going through our ish, it's just like, damn, like, we going through it too. But yeah, I would say that would be like my ideal situation. Even if I got that 250 M USD, I still wouldn't, I wouldn't yearn to be like, okay, bye guys. And then I'm just picking up and moving to New York. Projects or work could bring me there, but I would always want to have a foot in Kenya.
I love it.
Yeah, because at one point I left Kenya for a year and went to LA and went to, sniff out opportunity and work there. Missed Kenya so much, came back after a year.
Oh, wow.
After a year and some change, I came back for what was supposed to be just a visit. And then COVID happened.
Oh.
And I ended up choosing to stay here because I knew that whatever was happening, it was like the apocalypse, if you remember. So I was like, ooh, this looks scary. I don't want to be stuck in the States. I know in the States, they be following their rules, unlike us,
Exactly.
So that's how I
that
ended
kind of
up like
freedom,
moving back and moving all my stuff, paying still rent in LA, BT dubs.
Oh, wow.
But like being like, nah, I ain't going back there. Okay.
Wow.
So like, so my tie to Nairobi and Kenya is quite
It's deep.
Yeah,
It's
we
deep.
go
I
together
like
real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad.
And we love you. I'm sure we all love you.
I love you too.
Everyone who's even
Heavy.
gotten to know you today, honestly, you are an amazing human
Aw,
being.
thank you. So are you. You really are. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And you're dope at this. It's so much fun.
So, any last words for anyone who's been watching till this far? Like, if you want them to take away something just from this entire conversation, what would that be?
I think, as you can see, that I'm really somebody who might be a planner to some degree, but I also very much go with the flow of life. And I think that there's a lot of beauty in that. I don't think you have to sit around and meticulously plan for every second of every day or the next second. You don't even know if that next second is going to be here, baby. So make sure that you really embrace the moment, and also pursue things that move your heart. I think that will always be important. Yeah, that's my takeaway in life in
I
general.
love that. In life, generally.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Wanjira, thank you so much for letting us get into the layers. It's been like an onion, more and more and more.
I get
and
that a
more.
lot. Yeah. If I keep going on, podcasts as good as yours, then it might be a problem because you guys are just gonna demystify me. So I might need to stay away. Now I know. No, but thank you so much for having me. I've had a wonderful time with you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
and
this has been
probably
awesome.
we definitely need you back or somewhere. I'm gonna figure that out.
Okay, it's okay. We'll do a follow up in 5 years and see where I am.
Okay. Probably 2 years.
All right, bet.
All right. Thank you so much, Wanjira. That has been Wanjira Longawer.
Perfect.
I got it.
Perfection. Perfection. You ate.
Yeah, and keep doing the amazing things that you're doing. You
Thank
are
you,
a
Miss Mito.
woman who is worth watching.
Oh,
Yeah.
asante sana.
So keep
I
leading
really
with your heart, with all your confidence, with your love. You are amazing in and out. So
Thank you, beauty.
I love that for you. And to everyone watching this, remember you don't owe anyone perfection. You owe yourself the authenticity, the depth, and the growth for yourself. So have the courage to keep becoming. That's been it. I have been your host, Joy Mido. Remember, subscribe, like, comment, tell a friend, eh?
Immediately.
Immediately or yesterday. That's it from us. See you at the next episode.